All right, so we can start with the question number one. What qualities, the subject, first of all, sorry, the subject is friendship, okay? So, the first question, what qualities do you value most in a friend? What is important for you to have in a friend? I muted.
Of course, you won't hear me.
So,
I'm sorry.
what
But
qualities do you value
oh,
most in
sorry.
a friend?
Yeah,
What is the echo? Okay,
it happens.
sorry. Okay, go on.
Uh, it's a tough question, but for me, like being loyal, I think it's a great value that I always consider. Talking about having new friends, I think it's always um, important to think about that. Because I'm not always focused on just having a friendship. I always intend something, just like network to do networking. So I basically don't have any friend like to just to hang out. It's difficult for me because I always want to do something bigger. So of course I have some friends, but it's I don't talk to them very often because
Mhm.
of that. We have sometimes different mindset, and they live in another city. So because I was living in there, and then I moved out to my first city that I was born. So that's why we don't talk very much too. But almost like that, we found no, we followed each other's path. Each one has their own way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
it.
it's happened a lot because, adult life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
in
what
my
about you?
case, I think trust, when I can trust in a person, I think for me is value. So I can open my feelings and the things that I thinking, and I think for me this is the best way to have a friend, trusting someone for me is the best. So okay, could you read the question number two for us?
Sure. Do you have a best friend? Well, I did, but as I said, we followed different ways in life. So we don't talk very much. So now we are just friends. But in the beginning, when we were in my first English course ever, she was there with me, and she started there too. So we had so much in common, many things in common. But nowadays we just talk sometimes. No, there's an expression every once in a while, something like that.
Yeah. Once in a blue moon too. Yeah, right?
Okay, a new thing for me. Once in
Yeah.
a blue moon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Blue moon, so
Hmm.
very rare. So yeah, I think I have a best friend now. But he is this best friend is not the how can I say the only one, because every step in my life, I have a different situation that I have with someone that I trust more, talk more. So this person became my best friend. So now I have a best friend. He came from my college. So I don't know if in the future he we will keep in the contact, but for now he's my best friend. So yeah.
That's great. Having
Yeah,
someone to share your thoughts.
yeah. Beside that, I have my sister too. I consider my sister a friend, even though we fight a lot, but she's still my friend, you know. It's not my best friend, but she is that person that I can talking and uh I know she's always there for me because she's my sister. So she's more than a friend. She's my family. So yeah, she's a friend too. Okay. Number three. How do you maintain a long distance friendship? So this question is for you. How do you maintain this kind of friendship that you told to me?
Well, as just talking a little bit more about what you said, I have a brother too, a brother. So he's that way too. We talk sometimes. So we are not too close, but we have a great relationship, you know. It's not we don't fight anymore because of the distance, maybe.
Mhm.
That's a point. But it's always something that we had. So we had always this relationship, this great relationship where we could always count on each other, and that's a friend for me too. But so that's kind of related to the next question of the long distance friendship. I think it's difficult. Like for me, I've never, or like the most of the time in my life, that was never or almost never a priority in my life, you know, to have many friends. I don't know, people sometimes looked at me and they had already their own group, so I was always the one that they had to include to not leave. But you know, they all had some their own groups, so kind of that wasn't that difficult for me to learn how to deal with myself. And they always, sometimes I can say that they went with me just because of interest, you know, just because I was good at that, at school, for example, at that subject. So
Do
of course
you have that kind
people
of
would,
feeling? Mm-hmm.
yeah, would go. But that's great, a great question. And for now, at the moment, with that cases that I mentioned, it's always about keeping contact with each other, even though it's not possible to hang out in person, but always to keep this contact with your friends, even though it's not in person, but you can get close to each other on the internet. So that's a great point, and that's something that the technology brought brought to us, so we could have this contact, you know. And what
Yeah,
about you?
in my case, I have the a strong difficult to maintain the contact, you know, to keep the contact, to keep the contact. I don't know why I don't have a problem to have more friends, to have new friends, you know. I'm the kind of person that talk a lot and yeah, but to maintain, to keep the friendship for me is very, very, very difficult. I don't know why. It's very, very difficult. Even though you have the internet, uh, I don't know. I don't have the contact anymore, so I don't have more subjects and things to talk, you know. And when the person talk to me, I just okay, yeah, I'm good. So just that, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah. And in my life, I'm 29 now. So I have a lot of friends that is not more close to me, friends from my college, friends from my English course, or the gym, or you know, the life. So it's complicated because in the past, this person was very, very important to me, and now I can't keeping a conversation. So I don't know why this happened to me, but yeah. So I have this difficult.
It
Uh,
happens. In my case, it's kind of the opposite. I was always the quiet one. So people would always, or like the most of the times, talking about friendships, people would need to come to me to talk to me because that's that was like the most of the times I wouldn't do that.
mhm,
Nowadays it's a little bit different. If I can, if I, you know, that happens, that's okay nowadays. But in before, people would need to do that to start a conversation, to start a friendship in general.
okay.
So for me
Have
that was
difficult
it.
to approach, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I don't have difficult to approach, but I have difficult to keep a friendship. It's horrible. It's horrible for me. Um, I think we can choose a question if you want.
Okay, let's do it. Let me see. I won't even read the question. Just number 8. How do you stay connected with friends who are in different stages of life? That's an interesting one. For
Yeah.
me, I don't have many friends. Like as I said, I would usually don't have many friends at all, but
Mhm.
especially that are my age. I'm 18. I'm young.
Mhm.
So I think that people my age always, or like almost 100% think about different things, like coisas superficiais, superfluous.
Mhm.
So in this case, I was always with different kind of people, like people aged. So that was always, or the most of the times, the cases. But that in for me that was good because I always intend to be better, to like, maybe that was also a thought that people around me put in me since kids, to be good, to be great, you know, to develop myself. So maybe that was the case, not to be so much with people my age because they wouldn't influenciar, no, agregar, that's the word. They wouldn't agregar very things, many things in my life, just the normal things. But that's what I said, people more aged could teach me, like, in some situations, different things that I wouldn't have if I was people with if I was with people my age.
Okay, okay, yeah.
And
Different,
what
a
about
good perspective. Yeah, about me, number 8, right? And stay
Yeah.
nine to before in different stage. Yeah, I think it's this question connected with the question that we answered before, because in my case, I'm 29, sorry. So I have a friend that she are a mother now, a friend that she don't have a job, a friend that she don't live in Brazil anymore. So you know, different kinds of situations of states. And in my case, I'm not married, and I don't have a baby. And this is very, very complicated because some colleagues have a children now, and for me talk with this person, with these people, is very complicated because I don't have the same subject, you know. I'm not in the same stage. I'm not married, I'm not raising a kid. So when she talked to me about that questions, I think just, okay, yeah, I feel you, but I'm not in the same situation, you know. So for me, it's very complicated to connect with these people. Yeah, because like I said before, I have problem with connect with people that don't have more contact with my life. So yeah, this includes the same stage, you know? So
Yeah, but that's interesting, that phase of life, that stage of life where sometimes people around you start like building their own lives, start getting married, having
mm-hmm.
children, and maybe you don't. So you look and you reflect about it. Like, man, I'm the only one, or like I'm a few that didn't got married or have a baby now. So you start to think about that.
Yeah, but in the
You
beginning,
are okay with that.
oh, okay, so. Because I'm still studying, you know, so I intend to finish my study first, and after that, I think it's better to building a family. But I'm very happy to my friends that are in this stage, you know, because yeah, she's okay, so yeah, I'm okay too. But we don't have the same subjects anymore, so it's a little complicated. Yeah. So now is my turn. I will choose some question. Let me see here. Number 5. How do you balance making new friendships with maintain existing friendships? Oh, it's complicated because I feel that every time that I will do a new friendship, the old friendship gets jealous, you know? So, yeah, so it's complicated to separate. I think it is better when we have some different places, like my old friendship uh belongs to the, I don't know, gym, okay? So I have contact with this person in the gym. And my new friendship belongs to the college, for example. So I have the contact with this person only in the college. So I think it's better to balance without jealous, you know. But yeah, fix that. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with you. If that was in the same place, in the same environment, that's more difficult because it involves many things that maybe can cause jealousy. So if that happens in the situation that you mentioned about being different spaces in different environments, that would be easy and better to balance all of that. But I think also when it's like more than one people, like two or three, that starts all together to bring this other person. I think that's better than I don't know, you being the only one that tries to bring the person to. If everybody wants to acolher the other person, I think that's even better. But when that's not possible, it's a question, it's a situation, a delicate situation, because if somebody doesn't want to a new person in their group, there's going to be conflict, and something's going to get wrong. You know, some fights, some intrigas, but it's part of it's part of life.
Yeah,
So even though we don't like it very much, it's important to know how to handle it. Or I don't know, maybe that group of people wasn't meant to be you. Maybe you can find new people that receive you receive receive you better, in a better way, with different ideas that match more with yours. So I think like that.
yeah, you mentioned a good topic about the group, you know, when you have a group. and you introduce the new friendship in the group. So it's good, but I think only work with this friendship have the same, I don't know how to say, the same, um, in Portuguese is vibe, I don't know in English,
Yeah,
but yeah, has the same sign, I don't know. Because sometimes I tried to do that, and I don't know, the group will like to listen Taylor Swift, for example, and the new friendship like to listen rock. So complete different, So these friendships don't mix it. So yeah, it's a little complicated, but it's a good solution. It's not so bad. A good solution. Okay, now is your turn. Choose another question for us.
yeah. Let me see. Number 9.
All
How do
right.
you handle feeling like how do you handle feeling like you're giving more to the friendship than you're receiving?
Have
That
you
happened.
asked for this situation?
Yeah, I have it. That happened to me, and like I'm not really. I don't really. No, it's not that I don't care. It's like I don't have this thought like the person. I don't know. It's hard to say it to explain it because without sounding rude, it's not that. It's like if I'm trying to have this friendship and somebody's not, they don't even care about me. um I'll just let that be, let that behind and get over it, not just like suffer with that. I don't think like that. But if a person doesn't want you in their life anymore, that's okay. Just follow your path, your own way, and let me have my life, you know. But if you want to, and if I want to, that's a great situation where everything's fine. But if that's not the case anymore, if somebody doesn't want me around them anymore, that's okay. Just tell me, just let that clear, and I'll move away. Just let that behind, the story behind, and that's it for me. I don't suffer with friendship. I think it's always important to have this ser centrado,
Mm-hmm.
not to depend on other people to be okay, to be good,
Uh-huh.
to have your no self-esteem. No, you have to be autosufficient. You have to be, how's the word, I forgot the word, independent. You have to be independent. You have to have your own life, and if somebody's going to be there to agregar to your life and you to agregar to their own life too, that's the perfect match. But that's it for me.
Yeah, great. Yeah, for me, I've already passed for this kind of situation. I had a friend that I really, really like a lot. And after we finish a course, this friend don't prioritize your friendship. So I feel a little strange, and yeah, it's very sad because we have a good relationship, a good friendship. And when I notice that she don't have more interest about this friendship, I just respect and, like you said, tries centrate. I don't know, the centrate how can I say, the purpose to myself. So, but yeah, it's a pity because I really like her. And yeah, I feel that I will give more than receive. And the friendship is a balance. So you have a give and other people have given to have a balance. So yeah, what is just that. And now it's my turn again. Let me see. Question number 6. How do you deal with feeling left out or excluded in a group of friends? In my case, I think I had this feeling when I was a kid, and it was awful. Because when you know that you are not welcome, in a place or in a group, you just think, oh my goodness, what I make wrong, what is the problem with me? And sometimes it's nothing. It's just because I don't know, people don't like you, don't like your way, or don't have a reason. And when I was a kid, I don't have this knowledge, so I suffer a little. But it's okay. I already passed, and that's it. What about you?
Um, Let me see. In the beginning, like I've never felt bad about it. Sometimes it happens in the past, but I think that was because I entered. Like yeah, I entered the group after. So of course the
Mm.
group was already there. So it's not something that everybody created together and I was there too. No, I came after. So of course that there would be these things happening, but for me that was never a big deal, you know. Of course I had some these friends to talk to, and that was okay, but I understand that that happened. I came after, so I don't expect them to treat me, of course, treat with respect, but not with the same way because they met before, they had more stories together, histories together, experiences together. So I think that that was okay, totally okay. And if that happens nowadays, I don't think that would happen very much because I'm trying to get better at it, like to be more, to talk more, to express more myself. But if that happens too, that's okay for me, you know. But of course, not to be excluded 100%, just sometimes to be not to be the center, no, the main attention, you know. There's always a person who's trying to get the most attention, to be funny, to do all of that. And I'm not that kind of person, but a person who's in that group, who's okay with that, you know, just chilling, just
Yeah, I think in adult life is very difficult this kind of situation happen, because it is ugly, this kind of
yeah.
situation. Like, I don't know, in the office, for example. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
So,
we are adults.
yeah, yeah. So now is your turn, right?
I think so, yeah. Let me see. One question. Okay, number 7, I think there wasn't. What are the difference between friendship and romantic relationships for you? For
Mm.
me, I've never had a romantic relationship and I don't intend to have, like, for now,
Mhm.
but it's totally different for me. And like, of course, a romantic relationship can have friendship, but the opposite, I don't think so. Of course, if that's becoming a romantic relationship, but if that's just a friendship, that's what it is. And I think it's different. It's something that we had to, if there's another person involved, I think it's always important to keep the contact, to keep updated, each other updated with your ideas, always to talk, to say how you feel, how you think, because that's not a joke, that's not a game. You know, it's always about your life. So it's
Mhm.
always important to let that clear. If you think something's different, set that clear too, so that you guys can try to solve that, can try to find a way to be better. I don't know, something like that. But for me, it's that. Maybe in the future, but not for now. What
Mhm.
about you?
Is number seven, right?
Right.
For me, the difference from a friendship and a romantic relationship could be, I don't know, how can I say, the plans that you do, because I do plan this with my friends too, but in a relationship, normally I do a long terms, not a short terms. So in a relationship, like you said, yeah, maybe next year we had a baby, or I don't know, buy a house. So it's a big plans, and yeah, was a long terms too. And I think another difference could be. I don't know the contact, because I think in a relationship I have more contact with the person. Like I talk with the person every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, And in a friendship it's not so this way. Um, Normally I just talking once in a day or twice in a day, so it's more briefly. So yeah, I think it can be and the another difference I think is the, how can I say, the attraction that you feel, the physical attraction, because I don't feel attraction with my friends. So in a relationship, you feel attracted with the person. So yeah, I think this is the three main difference about a relationship and a friendship. All right.
Yeah. And just another point that goes with both ways. In my case, like I don't like people who, I don't know, grudento, that always calls you for everything. In my case, like just to ask you something bobo, something silly, and
Mm-hmm.
the person asks you and just says silly things that doesn't it's not necessary to be said. So, or always, I don't know, I don't like this. Oh my God, I hate this. Talking with physical touch. The person talks and puts the hand on you and does this, ficar cutucando. Oh my God, I hate this. So this kind of thing just stress me,
Mm-hmm.
being too much grudento, you know. Just I think
I
everyone should have their own space.
Yeah, I forgot the name for gludento, but I usually know, but now I forget. But yeah, I think each person have the way to having a relationship, So I'm not, I don't consider myself grudenta, but I really like to talk a lot with the person. Like, oh, look, I'm in the commercial now.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe another person don't like this. So I think it's just you find a person that have the same vision that you have to the relationship works. So it's very important. And now is your turn.
Okay, it's my turn. Okay, let me see. I think number four. In what ways have your friendships changed over the years? I'd say um, let me think. I think in the phase, there are moments of life where we grow up more. I'd say we change a lot, much more, and these moments in life are always decisive because people have different lives and different um, objectives, goals. So maybe they can separate a little bit. They can go different ways, or maybe that's the when they get close to each other more than ever, because that's exactly what they want to achieve together and all of that. But in my case, as I said, I moved of the city, so now I live in São Paulo, and that is my where I was born. So that was just a moment that I stayed in the other city, and they basically live their lives, and I think that's okay. It's not a big deal, as I said, for me, but that's different. And I think a lot, not a lot, but sometimes I think about the meetings, after a while that you don't talk to a friend. Maybe that's a great point where you all can see how much you developed, each other develops in a while. So if
Mm-hmm.
you stay like 1 year um, longe, far away from each other, and maybe once in a year you get together and you just get each other updated, and you see how much you improved and the other people improved too. So I think that's interesting to see, and to realize that it sometimes we just don't see the progress, but maybe it's because we are thinking too much about it. Sometimes we just had to need to let go a little bit, just to relax more, and then you can see what you've done, where you are now that you weren't before in the beginning. So I think it's crazy to think about it.
Yeah. Now I noticed that I don't introduce myself in the beginning of the meeting. All right, no problem.
It happens.
Yeah, yeah. But are you in São Paulo for study?
No, I live in São Paulo. I lived my whole life here, just 2 years that I lived in another state, Santa Catarina,
Oh,
but now I'm back.
all right, all right. So do you live 2 years in the Santa Catarina?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Yeah, in my case, about number four, um, I see that when I compare the friendship that I had in the childhood, for example, and now I can see a big difference because in my childhood, I had friends, but it's just to kidding,
Yeah.
just to play a game in the street or something like that. And now in an adult life, I have a friendship that I consider more strong because I can share my thoughts and my secrets and my intimacy. So I think it is a big difference between the friendship that I have now and friendship that I had in the past. So I think it's that. Um, yeah, I think we can do just one more. Mm, we already made all of them. I don't know. Mm,
Do you I think number 10, we didn't answer.
okay. How do you feel about friendship that fade over time? Yeah, I kind of already answered this question. But for me, it's always sad. Um, did you mention that did you mention that you lived in Santa Catarina, right? In my teenager, I lived in Natal, Rio Grande do Norte. So I had a friendship there, a best friend, and we live in the same place because our parents work together. So we live in the same place, in the same school, and we go to the same doctor. You do always together. We always are together. And I have to come back to my state, Rio. Um, oh my goodness. I have to come back. Uh, oh my gosh. Antes. I forgot the name. Okay, I have to come back first. And she stayed there. And after like 2 years, she came back to the Rio too. And we try to keep the friendship, you know. So I try to go to the house to the house that she live and to talk to her and all these things, but the friendship is not the same anymore. And it's very sad because I knew that she had different friends now, and I have different friends now. And oh, what happened with your friendship, you know? So we don't have more the same subjects and the same life and the same goals that we had in the past. So it's a little sad, but yeah, it's the life. So yeah. What about you, Mel?
Yeah, I think it's sad too, like it happened to me, as I said. But yeah, it's sad. But don't I I think it's part of life. We have to accept that, even though it's difficult sometimes, but it's part of life. We renovamos our cycle, our environment, the people that are around us, and I think it's necessary for us to grow up, to develop more. Maybe if, of course, there are people that are with us since the beginning, since we were kids, and that's a true relationship that we see, we can count on them and all. But there are two these friendships that it's just for a period of your life, it's just for a
Mhm.
while, and that doesn't mean it's more weak, or it's more,
Yeah.
it wasn't true. No, it's not like
Mm.
that. It was true for the moment, but now I'm in
Mhm.
a new phase, in a new stage of life, that it doesn't it's not the case anymore, of keeping the constancy of having this friendship, so I think it's about cycles. We need to realize that, to accept that sometimes it's just necessary for us to have new opportunities, to get to know different people that will bring us or take us to other patamar patamares in life. So I think it's always important to get that space to new things come always, you know.
Yeah, great. Well, now I think we just answer all the questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will put you the survey on the chat. So feel free to answer about my immersion. And your immersion is Friday? No,
Tuesdays. So it's
Tuesday.
tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. and
Mm,
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
The 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
is for beginners, the para iniciante, and 9 a.m. is for the normal one.
All right.
If you can be there, that will be amazing. And I'm always here in different slots, different times here too. So I don't know if I why I didn't see you before, because I'm always here.
Yeah, because last year I participate a lot, you know. I attend a lot of meeting. All the schedules are always there. But this year is a little difficult for me. So yeah, I try to participate in the emotions like you said. You have the emotion 9 a.m., right? But
Right.
I can participate in this emotion because I was in the college. I will be in the college. And yeah, you try to participate for the emotion 4 p.m. You try.
Okay.
But yeah, it's complicated because I'm in the last year of my college. So I finished
What do you
my
study?
biology.
Biology. Okay.
So I have to write the text, the TCC. So it's a little crazy. And for this reason, I don't participate too much anymore. But I will try. And I just to know how is the emotion for you, the questions, the subject. It's just
That
to you.
was
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was great for me. I don't talk very much, very often about this. For me, it's like if that happens to talk about, okay. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Just let's move on. But that was great to stop to talk more about it, so I could, I don't know, to reflect more, so I could reflect more
Yeah.
about this personal side, of life. To not to think too much, no, not to think too much, but to think more in this um, side of the friendships, the relationships in general, where people are more different, have their own specificities. So it's always great to talk about this type of topics, themes. That's it.
Yeah. For me, it was awesome too because um I always expect that the meeting was very, very crowd, But when the meeting is crowd, I can't talk too much because I have to meeting the situation. But when we just have like one, two, or three person, it's better for me because I can talk more, because
Yeah,
I'm here to improve my English too. So it's amazing. It was very, very good to meet you. And I try, really, really try to attend your meeting tomorrow, okay?
okay. You're
Yeah,
always very welcome there.
okay. So I think it's just that. Yeah. So bye.